Dr. Phil. Why is this former cheerleader
When I'm mad, I lose all control.
taking out her anger
She's giving me black eyes.
He's done the exact same stuff to me.
on her fiancé?
You broke the plate and then you storm off. You got scratches on your neck, you got scratches on your back. I don't care. What I care is that you guys are getting physical. That's dangerous. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, Victoria's here, and when she was in high school, she was a cheerleader, a member of the school band. She played softball, ran track, and danced, all while getting straight A's. Now, on the outside, she just seemed to have it all. However, deep down inside, Victoria says she was battling to control a great deal of anger and rage. Now, today at age 19, Victoria says her temper has escalated, causing her to slam doors, throw things, and inflict physical harm to her fiancé, Jeremy. Not to mention leaving this message on his voicemail.
You're dirty, nasty, ugly, Puerto Rican beaner. You're disgusting, and you should have been put 6 feet deep. You can barely even speak English when you lived here. So what's your excuse for being so retarded? Oh wait, you don't have one.
Charming. Victoria says things are not what they seem, as she says Jeremy provokes her to lose her temper, and she just needs my help.
My anger is very out of control. I absolutely take most of my anger out on Jeremy.
Sauce it up, sauce it up. This is mushrooms.
Okay, I was just asking.
All right, I was just telling you. Anything could set her off.
Why would you put it on there looking like that?
All right, my bad. Over the smallest thing, Victoria completely goes off the deep end.
Why don't you try just actually talking to me instead of getting pissed off too and fueling it? I feel like when it comes to Jeremy, everything he says is just on autopilot.
When I
We're
try to
both gonna
talk
go
to you and I
raging.
tell you to calm down, you tell me, don't tell me to calm down.
You think telling me to calm down is gonna make me calm down? No, it's gonna piss me off more. Jeremy does purposely try to make me mad. I think it's entertainment to him. Why would you put cheese on it? Like, oh, you know I can't. Like, why? When we do get into a fight, it does start with name calling. I've called Jeremy worthless, piece of stupid, loser, liar.
Piece
I already won.
of worthless, Called me a Mexican piece of dirt.
I said you were a dirty Mexican. When I get in a rage, anything breakable in sight is going to get broken.
These are all from throwing bowls.
I'll break glasses, I'll punch holes in walls,
This is from a hairspray can that I threw.
I'll slam doors.
She'll grab whatever she can get her hands on.
Maybe a simple I'm sorry for putting cheese on the pizza, that'd be great.
I already did. When we were right there and you told me the
You did not say you were sorry. Don't lie and say you said that you were sorry when you didn't.
Said I was sorry.
No,
Do
you
want-
didn't, Jeremy. No, you didn't. You did not say that you were sorry. Oh my freaking ugh! I'm literally shaking, I'm so angry.
Glass got all the way down over here. Wow. This is ridiculous. It happens like so often though, so I'm kind of just, I guess, becoming accustomed to it.
I blame Jeremy for all of this because ever since we've been dating, I've been raging.
And nobody that loves each other in their right mind will try to stress out the person they love every day with the same crap.
All of this is absolutely Jeremy's fault.
Okay, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, thank you.
I'm a little confused, so help me get my bearings. Are you here to defend what you do, understand what you do, or change what you do?
I'm here to understand and change what I do. I want to understand why I'm like this and why I'm...
But you seem to be defending it.
Some of the things that he's saying is not true. He is a liar, and he does want to make himself look like the victim, even though he has done a lot of the same things to me.
Okay.
But I just don't talk about them because I don't want him to look like a bad person.
Did you chip his tooth in February?
Yes, I did. He was drinking a glass of water, and we were arguing, and he called me a white whore, white B word. So I tapped the glass, not knowing it would break his tooth, of course, but it did break his tooth.
So he called you a white whore bitch, and you went...
Yeah, exactly that.
If this is the glass, tap it the way you tapped it.
Like if it's sideways, like that. Really on his tooth. Literally on his tooth.
He must have brittle teeth. Did he?
Look at his teeth. He never brushed his teeth.
Did it break the glass?
It did not break the glass.
Just his teeth?
Yes.
Here's an incident report from May. That was February, then this is May. And it was made after you were arrested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were called. Jeremy and I had been arguing all morning, and I had to go to work. And the cops came in and arrested me after they had stopped at the apartment, talked to him. He opened the door shirtless. He had a small scratch right here. It was only ½ an inch, and it was from our dogs, because we had 3 German Shepherds. And they were jumping up on him, giving him hugs and kisses. They were excited to see him. But I told the cops that he never did anything to me that started that. But what really happened was he was holding me down, and I told him to let me go, and he wouldn't. So he leaned back and flung me off the bed and started making me hit myself in the face with my own hands.
Well, they should have arrested the dog then, according to you.
No, nobody.
All right, pause up. You're going in,
he
right?
Knew it. He knew it wasn't what the cops were thinking. He wasn't pressing charges. He told them it was just the dog. But in the state of Texas, they can pick up charges, and that's exactly what they did.
Okay. And you were upset because when you went to jail, you're lactose intolerant, and you're a vegan, and in jail they don't have custom menus.
No, of course not. I understand that, and I realize that. I did tell them when they asked me when I was in booking that I can't eat dairy or anything like that. And they didn't provide anything for me that I could eat, which was fine with me because I was going to get out soon. But they did feed like green hot dogs and just the worst of the worst food.
Was jail.
Yeah. It was miserable, and that was my wake-up call. That's why I reached out to you. I need to learn how to control my anger because I want this relationship to work so bad. I've went to multiple therapists growing up, and nothing ever seems to help. This rage is uncontrollable. I don't even feel like me anymore. Okay,
so if I could just get him to quit provoking you, then you would be okay.
I wouldn't say necessarily provoke, but to get him to actually listen to me and talk to me instead of like when I get mad, he will feel it. Like he will start saying things back to me, getting me even heated.
But you're already mad.
Yeah, I'm already, in a sense, mad, but not raging.
You seem to fly into a rage because he put cheese on your pizza. You broke a plate.
Yeah, I'm
while
lactose
we were
intolerant.
there.
He knows that, and I'd been throwing up before we had actually went to go do that stuff, and he just didn't take into consideration I didn't have any medicine. I was already sick, and I did not want to be throwing up while we were finishing out the rest of the day.
Yeah. You broke the plate, and then you storm off, and this is him cleaning it up.
Usually he is the one to clean it up. He'll sweep it into a pile, and then I'll pick it up and throw it in the trash can. But he's usually picking it up because he doesn't understand how mad he makes me. I
just can't let this slide. Earlier, you called him, and this is your word, retarded. I have to tell you, that's as offensive as any of the other words you called him.
I agree. When I get mad, it's like word vomit. It just keeps coming out.
Coming up, Jeremy is here and says he still loves Victoria, even though he claims she slapped, punched, bit him, and hit him with a dog leash. She says, maybe, but he provokes me into doing these things. Now, there are reasons people get angry. I don't mean just specific topics. There are actual categories of reasons people get angry and rage. And we're going to talk about what they are today. And if you are that way or you know somebody that is, you're going to want to listen with both ears. We'll be right back.
In the past 8 months, there's been a lot of physical violence. She's punched me, she's kicked me, she's scratched me, bitten me. She's given me black eyes. I don't think she'd kill me because she's a vegan, because you know vegans don't like killing things.
And later,
Jeremy told me that they actually used to own 2 rabbits, and Victoria killed one of them in a fit of rage when she threw it at a wall.
One time, Jeremy called me, and he was panicking, and Victoria said that if she saw him walking to my house, then she would run him over. I think you need to leave this relationship, Jeremy.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Dad says he's frightened
I'm a prisoner in my home.
of his wild,
My dad is the one that's starting all these fights.
awful,
I'm giving him another chance.
you're talking about giving him a chance. You're living in his house.
violent sons.
Why do you have 3 baseball bats?
To defend myself,
And you wrote a book about
success and happiness.
what chapter listed baseball bats for being happy?
All new season of Dr. Phil. That's tomorrow.
My anger isn't just directed towards Jeremy. At times, anybody who gets in my way can definitely make me angry. I work at a front desk of a hotel, and people just ask the dumbest things, and it just sets me off. How can people be so stupid? I do have a lot of road rage when people pull out in front of me, when people drive really slow, or they pass me when I'm already going fast. I will follow them for a little bit. I'll be honking, flashing my bright lights at them, tailgating them. What really sets me off with most people is stupidity. What people need to understand is when they do stupid things, natural selection is going to do its thing.
Well, Jeremy says when he met fiancée Victoria, he begged her to go out with him because he thought she was the most beautiful girl in the entire world. But just a month after getting engaged, he claims Victoria flipped and began calling him names like stupid, ugly, and disgusting, and even hit him in the eye, causing him to need stitches. But he says despite it all, he's madly in love with her.
Victoria means the world to me. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever met. There's also a dark side when it comes to Victoria. She starts coming at me like, walking up to me like she's got her hands balled up, and she's just standing over me like trying to size me up. In the past 8 months, there's been a lot of physical violence. A dog leash was hanging by the door, and I was on my way out, and she grabbed it and just started whipping me with it. She's punched me, she's kicked me, she's scratched me, bitten me. She's given me black eyes, hit me in the nose. She's kicked me in the balls quite a few times. Once we were arguing, I was drinking a glass of orange juice in the kitchen, and I called her, and she came in there and slapped the glass into my mouth and chipped my tooth. One time she was having such a big rage fit that she got my PlayStation. She smashed it off the 3rd-story balcony.
He wasn't paying enough attention to me. So
Oh, you think I
the
was...
solution is to throw it off.
I do have to hit her back because it's the only way I can protect myself. After attacking me for a while, I had to get up and finally defend myself. I got up and hit her back. It left her a black eye for almost 3 weeks. 3 months ago, we got into a real big fight, and it was really loud. The neighbors called the cops. Victoria ended up taking off to work, and while she was at work, the police showed up at my house.
What the police saw at the house was Jeremy had about a ½ inch scratch on his stomach. He got the scratch from a dog.
They noticed there were scratches coming down right here and on my back. Dogs don't have 5 fingers, 4 fingers. You could clearly see a handprint.
Next thing I knew, the police showed up at my place of work and they arrested me for domestic violence. I was in jail for 2 days. Jail was absolutely the worst experience ever. I saw women with beards, mustaches. They served us green hot dogs.
I felt destroyed because that's my baby girl. I don't think she'd kill me because she's a vegan, because you know vegans don't like killing things. I love her to death. There's just a couple of things that need to get worked on, and if we can get through it, we'll be all right. We'll be great.
You better tell the truth.
What are you telling him?
He better tell the truth, because a lot of the things he is saying is not true. He's hit me, he's left me black eyes, bruises all over. He's done the exact same stuff to me. He's acting like he's just the innocent one, and you're not. That day that I got arrested, Jeremy, you know what you did to me. So why don't you say what you actually did to me and why I got arrested?
Hi. How you doing?
How you doing?
First off, I want to say it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's good to meet you.
All right.
I just need to tell you, in case I get hit by lightning before I get it said, you don't want to be putting your hands on a woman in anger or in a fight. I don't care what she's doing. And I'm going to tell you this for a variety of reasons, but let me tell you, for a selfish reason for you, you're going to wind up in prison. And if she's beating on you, then you need to do one of two things. You either need to get on the other side of a door, or you need to get out a window and run. And if that's what's happening in this relationship, you need to just keep running if that's what's necessary. And if he's hitting you, and that's no way to live. I mean, you don't want to be in a relationship where you're getting hit.
Exactly. That's why we are here. We both made the conscious decision knowing that what we're doing is wrong, and we want to make this work. At least I do.
All right, now.
But you have to be honest about what's really happening.
Well, and so do you. Here's a snippet of the video that Victoria sent where she describes what it feels like to have extreme rage.
I used to be told I'm so cute when I'm mad. But now when I'm mad, nobody even wants to be around me because I push them all away anyway. When I'm mad, I lose all control of myself. Every value that I have is gone. I don't even know who I am when I'm angry because that angry person, she throws bowls, plates, Xboxes, PlayStation, punches holes in walls and doors, kicks things, throws things.
What do you think about that when you look back at it?
It's just heartbreaking because I've been dealing with these issues for so long, and I feel like because I haven't dealt with them, they've progressed and got me to the point where now I'm not just having anger issues, I'm having raging issues.
Jeremy says despite the abuse that he deeply loves his fiancée Victoria, and he's looking at what is it about this dynamic that's causing this. It doesn't have anything to do with Jeremy. This is coming from the inside out. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that right after the break. That's your time ticking away. You want to talk about what happened that Saturday morning?
See, even you're laughing, but you were there. You know what you did.
Apparently you want to talk about that morning because you want to be right. And later, you had a reaction to come in about killing a rabbit.
You think a buddy dying is funny? Yeah, then stop laughing.
Oof. 17 seasons, thousands of guests. Get ready for a September to remember.
Season 17!
Dramatic.
I'm a prisoner in my home.
I'm frightened of my own sons.
I have one bat right there, one there, to defend myself.
And you wrote a book about
success and happiness.
What chapter listed baseball bats for being happy?
Real issues.
Some of the statements you've made. I should have aborted you. Stupid hillbilly. Drop dead. You should have been sucked out of my belly. I hope nothing but severe depression and heartache for you. This is your daughter.
Real people.
I wish that I could do something to have her in my life. I wanted to grow old with her.
Okay, hold on. Stop. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You are being inappropriate, and I am not going to have you here mocking this situation. You threaten your wife's life? What the hell's the matter with you?
Real solutions.
Is it time to quit, or is it time to try and fix this? Help has begun.
Are you gonna eat this? Not now.
These days, life at our house, I constantly feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like if I make one wrong move, it could lead to an argument.
Alright, that drives me crazy. You know I don't like when you do that when I'm doing my makeup.
Oh, yeah? Fine. Alright.
I didn't ask you to leave.
The next thing I know is I'm raging, breaking dishes, screaming at the love of my life.
Well, if you didn't piss me off, then I wouldn't be yelling at you when we fight.
We don't have to fight all the time either, but that happens. She needs to know that her anger is like tearing us apart. It's pushing me away.
We have to agree to be reliable historians here, because you say that you went to jail because the dog scratched him. And I have to believe there was more to it than that.
Yeah, of course course there was, but the one that he told me about was they arrested him on the scratch right here, which was not from me. But because when he was holding me down and I was trying to let go after he flung me over and was doing all that, yeah, I was reaching back, doing everything I could to make him get off me. He wouldn't let me go.
Okay, but see, when you were talking about it before, it was just like nothing was physical. The dog just was loving on him and jumped up on him and scratched him. And next thing I know, I'm spending 2 days in jail expecting to eat a green hot dog. Yeah. Okay, but that's not really what happened. What happened is you guys got into a big argument and you flew into a rage and he's trying to restrain you and you fall off a bed and you're reaching back trying to get your hands off of me and leave me alone. You wanted to be let loose, and you got scratches on your neck, you got scratches on your back. I don't know what happened, and frankly, I don't care. What I care is that you guys are getting physical and in a rage-fueled interaction on a regular basis, and that's dangerous.
I wasn't even mad when he was holding me back. He was just holding me down to hold me down.
Okay.
See, even you're laughing, but you were there. You know what you did, so why?
What is your point? What's your point?
The point is I got arrested because I was screaming and yelling because of what he did.
Breaking dishes.
I didn't even break a dish that day.
I can't believe y'all want to spend your time like this.
We don't.
I mean, the clock is ticking. See that clock up there on the wall? See it? Look up there. See that red clock up there? That's your time ticking away. You want to talk about what happened that Saturday morning? Have at it.
No.
It's your time if that's how you want to spend it.
No, I just want to move on so we can.
Well, apparently you
better.
don't. Apparently you want to talk about that morning because you want to be right.
I'm over it. I just wanted the details to be straight and him to admit that what he did. Because a lot of people think I went to jail just because I went to jail. They don't know what really happened. So I'm past that. I just wanted to clear that up. That's all.
Okay. Feel better?
Yeah, actually I do.
Listen to this voicemail that Victoria left Jeremy while he was in Puerto Rico for his grandfather's funeral.
You're dirty, nasty, ugly, Puerto Rican beaner. You're disgusting, and you should have been put 6 feet deep in the grave, just like your nasty grandpa. You deserve to die along with him, and so does your ugly, disgusting. Your mother can't even speak English. She's been here for how long? She's too competent to learn English, and you can barely even speak English when you've lived here. So what's your excuse for being so? Oh wait, you don't have one. It must be genetics from your idiot mom.
Okay, now, what you want to do now is tell me what he did to provoke that, right?
No.
Why did you do it?
I did it because he told me that he was hanging out with a guy cousin, and I called him and I heard him talking to a female, and he told me I don't need to worry about it. Finally, he set me off, and I left him that nasty voicemail because I was so heated in that moment that I didn't know what else to say to get him to understand that I'm mad.
Okay. How many people here in this group think you have a problem with modulating your anger? I mean, just think about it honestly, and you think, yeah, my anger gets away from me sometimes. Just so raise your hand. Raise it really high so I can see. Okay, so you see a fair amount of people have trouble modulating. How many of you either have a problem modulating your anger or you know somebody that really has a problem modulating their anger? Raise your hand. Okay, now it's just like 75% of the people. So this is a pretty widespread problem. I say that so you don't feel like you're like some kind of freak or something, like you're the only one, because you're not. Do you agree that that message that you left is inappropriate no matter what somebody does?
No, completely. Yeah.
I mean, whether he's down there sleeping with 3 girls and sent you pictures of all 3 of them, would that be an appropriate voicemail to send?
No, because it's really not even worth my reaction, but I love him so much that I do react.
Okay, but would that be, do you think that voicemail is becoming to you as a lady?
No, not at all. It makes me look trashy. Having really traumatic experiences as a child, I took it out on myself for so long. Now I'm ready to not take it out on myself. And I shouldn't take it out on him or anybody.
What did you go through?
My childhood was far from perfect. Growing up, there was plenty of chaos in the house. Things were really unstable. From age 5 until age 10, I was sexually molested and raped. What made matters worse was nobody knew what happened to me. I felt betrayed and abandoned. When I was 17, I was smoking marijuana, and I got in serious trouble with my family. I took matters into my own hands, and I got on a Greyhound bus and started my life. Jeremy is my lifesaver. Because he understands me, he doesn't think I'm crazy. He still thinks I'm the most beautiful woman he's ever met.
Let me tell you, when people are angry, they're at their weakest. People think, oh, they're angry so they're 250 pounds and strong. No, when you're angry, you're at your weakest because you've been victimized. And when you're raging, I mean, it's like you're fighting for your life. You feel like you are absolutely fighting for your place, your being at that point, which is why I said I hate for you to feel this way. Anger is nothing more than the outward manifestation of hurt, fear, or frustration, or some combination of all three. If all of a sudden you just could not use this word, and instead you had to say, I'm hurt, or I'm afraid, or I'm frustrated, it would be a very different dialogue. But you use this because you think that's an attack mode, that's a protection mode, when you're actually feeling hurt or fear or frustration. So why do people feel these things? Well, it can happen because it's pent up inside. And one way it gets pent up inside is if at some time in your life, early on, you have been victimized, like as a child. You've been the subject of physical abuse, sexual molestation, abandonment, emotional abuse. Any of these things where you know that you're being hurt, but you're powerless to fight back. And when that happens, that builds up inside, and it festers and it festers until you get in a situation where you don't have to take it anymore from anybody.
I took it out on myself for so long. Now I'm ready to not take it out on myself. And I shouldn't take it out on him or anybody.
So what happened that you were stuffing down so hard?
Well, having really traumatic experiences as a child, I've never been able to really accept a lot of things that I've been through.
What did you go through?
When I was 5, I was raped and molested for 5 years until I was 10.
And were you able to tell anyone?
Yeah, I told a family member when I was 12, but because I was a minor when it happened, and the person was also a minor, when I went to court, they did plead guilty, but because they weren't a minor when I took it to court, they have no record.
That is an open wound.
And I just placed a tissue over it instead of really solving it.
In case nobody in the adult generation has called time out and said it, let me say, I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. A self-help author says he's scared of his sons.
Why do you have 3 baseball bats?
To defend myself.
And you wrote a book about
Success and happiness.
All new season of Dr. Phil. That's tomorrow.
Josh is Jeremy's younger brother, and Garrett is a really close friend. Both say they're really concerned about Jeremy staying in what they believe is an abusive relationship with his fiancée, Victoria. Take a look.
Jeremy's my older brother, and he has been confiding in me about what's been going on. From what Jeremy has told me, I feel like Victoria is extremely abusive, not only physically, but mentally.
Jeremy and I have been friends since middle school. I have seen Victoria's abuse firsthand. About a year ago, I was at their place, and Victoria was going nuts. Victoria was acting psychotic. She was throwing plates. thought to myself, wow, this girl has some crazy issues.
Jeremy told me that they actually used to own 2 rabbits, and Victoria killed one of them in a fit of rage when she threw it at a wall. I heard from Jeremy that Victoria actually threatened to stab one of their dogs. He's even looked into how to perform an exorcism because he believes Victoria is possessed by a demon.
One time, Jeremy called me, and he was panicking, and Victoria said that if she saw him walking to my house, then she would run him over.
Ice is right there, comes from the fridge.
Jeremy used to be, you know, outgoing, fun. Since he entered this relationship with Victoria, he's always kind of jittery, on edge. I think you need to leave this relationship, Jeremy. It's a toxic relationship, and being verbally abused all the time is not good.
She can't control her anger because that's the way she's always been.
You gotta tell her, hey, either we're fixing this or it's time to go. You know, I'm afraid that she'll probably end up, you know, killing you, man.
Well, Josh, Garrett, I'm glad you guys are here. What you're saying is this either needs to be fixed or you need to get out, right?
What I think y'all need to do is y'all need to split up for a minute and just, you know, think about what's going on. And Victoria, I think you need to go, if you need to go get help, go get help. But y'all can't be together at the same time. It's not healthy. It's not a good relationship.
You had a reaction to a comment about killing a rabbit?
Yeah, and he even cleared that up. I would never kill a rabbit. I literally held that rabbit in my hand until it died.
No, another rabbit jumped on the rabbit and broke its neck.
Yeah, you think a bunny dying is funny? Yeah, then stop laughing.
Oof.
That was my bunny. Like, the day after he died, his harness that I got him and his leash came in. We had to bury him.
So you didn't kill the rabbit?
No.
Well, I'm sorry if that was inaccurate. That's what I was told that Jeremy had told my mother.
That's the problem. He lies. He always tells people other stuff that's not true.
Yeah.
We were so good in the beginning that I know if we just have communication, we can go back to how we were. We are like a power couple, amazing. I want him to do well in his life. I want him to have a successful life so we can have an incredible family. And when he lets me down on those things, I feel like he's not wanting to step up and be a man for me and our future.
Yeah, maybe that's not who he is. Maybe you got the wrong Jeremy here. I mean, maybe you're missing the man you wish he was instead of the man he is. I don't know. I just met him. But I know this, you can't control it. Now look, Jeremy and Victoria claim they love each other and they do want to stay together. But is that really the healthy thing to do? Well, yeah, hang on. We'll be right back.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
We're back, and I'm talking to Victoria and Jeremy, and I want to add someone to the conversation here, and that's Dr. Frank Lawless. He's chairman of the Dr. Phil Advisory Board, and he's co-founder of the Lawless PNP Center. So Dr. Lawless, what can you tell us here? What do you have to add to this conversation about Victoria?
Well, I think that it's important to note that what you've already pointed out basically is true in terms of her development and her rage developing at that young age and those kind of things. But I think also it's important to note that she basically like poured gasoline on fire. She's right when she says she loses control because of her brain is automatically switched into this rage.
This is a neurological phenomenon. You have the amygdala of your brain, which is the recorder for trauma and fear and pain and anger. And this has been written on really strong for you at that time. And then when you flip off your ability to inhibit rage, then that begins to take control, and you're in a place where you say it happened so fast, you don't really know how to stop it once it starts. That's the reason why. This is way over your pay grade. He does not know how to respond to this. So you have to have professional help with this. Frank, I think we need very specialized care for her in terms of healing this open wound from what happened to her between 5 and 10. You tell me what you think is appropriate.
Well, I would like for her to come to P&P so that we can deal with her neurologically and begin to train her brain to react appropriately. And like you said, we then need to go to the next step and create that balance of psychological health that will basically give her that kind of stability in relationships.
Thank you for making the very generous offer. We will make arrangements, fly you to the P&P Center, get the evaluation, do the brain scan, set up the protocol, and see if we can make the changes neurologically that will then maximize the ability for you to make the changes therapeutically. And you support that, right?
Yes, sir.
Then we will get on that right now, okay? So really special thanks to Dr. Frank Lawless. Frank, you always have the answers at the right time and the right place. And again, thank you not only to you, Frank, but to the team at P&P. You guys do great work, and we really appreciate it. All right, switching gears now, we're going to hear from a man who is almost as famous as the celebrities and newsmakers he covers. That's next. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Well, Daily Mail TV is back and better than ever after a successful first season. The Emmy-nominated show, which is executive produced by my son Jay, myself, and Carla Pennington, brings to life the best of dailymail.com. Breaking news, exclusive, showbiz, health, crime, science, and technology. Here are just some of the stories we covered last season.
From our New York studios and correspondents around the globe, brings you Daily Mail TV.
Welcome to Daily Mail TV. I'm your host, Jesse Palmer.
Daily Mail has cracked the code.
Exclusives.
We begin with a Daily Mail exclusive on the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It was a gruesome crime. Brothers Lyle and Eric Menendez gunning down their parents.
Lyle is speaking exclusively with Daily Mail TV.
The Daily Mail, always count on them.
We received 2 Emmy nominations in our first year.
What do you love about Daily Mail? It's quick, it's fast, it's in the know.
DailyMail.com has exclusive photos of Kim with Ivanka Trump and her husband.
A bombshell exclusive about one of the most important players inside Trump's Oval Office.
The claims were first reported by the Daily Mail.
From politics to sports, human interest, and of course, celebrity news.
In an exclusive interview with Daily Mail, Lindsay Lohan is sitting down to talk about her life.
I read a rumor somewhere that Tina Fey had said that she'd love to adopt you.
I love Tina Fey, so come on, adopt me.
We don't report the news, we break the news.
I wasn't a one-night stand.
I got to hang out with Jesse Palmer. He's adorable.
For more Daily Mail TV when we come back. The highest rated news show is all new for season 2, Daily Mail TV.
Well, season 2 launches today, and we're about to get a sneak peek. Please welcome back to the show the host of Daily Mail TV, Jesse Palmer. All right. You might be the busiest guy in TV right now.
Coming from you, that's saying a lot. That's definitely saying a lot. Busy is good, though. Busy is good. We're back. We're so excited to have launched now the second season of Daily Mail TV.
Yeah. You kicked the season off at the home of Sarah and Todd Palin in Alaska, right?
Yeah, and it was Solo, Alaska. It's my first time there. This was a really cool interview for me because it was an opportunity to really catch up with Sarah Palin and find out really what she's been up to in the last 10 years of her life since she ran as a candidate for vice president of this country. And the cool thing about Sarah Palin is that nothing is off limits. Everything is on the table, and she's a very, very open book.
Yeah, and she's pretty interesting. Now, you also met Trig Palin.
Her son, Trig, who has Down syndrome, is a very sweet little boy. He loves animals. He has a zoo collection of stuffed animals that he puts all around the house up there in Alaska. And just being with him, going through old photo albums with him and the family, you really kind of got a chance to see maybe a side to the Palin family that not everybody got to see while she was running.
Yeah, and it's been 10 years since she ran for vice president with the late Senator John McCain. What did she say about him? Because I know she did not attend the funeral and all.
She believes that John McCain is a great American hero. I don't think she holds any animosity towards John McCain at all. I think she looks back at it as a great highlight and achievement in her life. And I think she reveres the man that John McCain was and what he stood for as an American.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, did Sarah and Todd seem happy about their daughter, Bristol, going on the show Teen Mom 2?
She's going to support her daughter no matter what.
Well, let's take a look at this clip.
You've both been on television a lot. Now there's another family member who's about to embark on her own TV career. That's Bristol. She's joining Teen Mom.
I want to do what's best for my kids.
Bristol Palin joins the OG family, and you won't want to miss it. It all starts Monday, October 1st on MTV.
What were your thoughts when you guys found out?
Bristol has faced a lot of challenges, and she has always been very independent, very strong, and she'll be the first to admit she probably jumped into a few things earlier than she should have, but you make the most of whatever situation you're in. And she'll be able to kind of portray that as the newest character on Teen Mom. If Bristol wants me there ever on camera with her, and if it's convenient, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, what about you?
I'll be supportive.
From a distance?
In the green room?
Yeah, in Alaska.
Yeah.
So, Sarah seems like she's for it. Todd is a bit wishy-washy.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.
Good luck in
Thank
season 2.
So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to the host of Daily Mail TV, Jesse Palmer. Tune in to season 2, which debuts today. We'll see you next time.